Hey, Aaron. Looking forward to the race. You want to just jump in and get to the start screen? Also, Amber, you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'll be commentating this Sword versus Shield race. I'm new
Shield.
Amber.
And with me is Spider C. He'll be doing Pokemon Sword. Hi, Spider.
Hey, Aaron. Looking forward to the race. You want to just jump in and get to the start screen?
Yeah, sure. So
Also, Amber, you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'll be commentating this Sword versus Shield race. I'm new Amber. I've been running Pokemon for a really long time, and I'm very excited for this race between two amazing runners.
All right, I'm on the start screen when you're ready.
I am as well. You want to count us down, Amber?
I will. All right, I'm going to go from 3, and then all on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck to you as well.
Okay, we've got a bit of an opening sort of epic introductory cutscene here. Just introducing some of the main characters of the run, some of whom we'll never see in this run, because this is a very short category. You want to read off those donations right now?
Oh yes, we have 2 new donations. One from Jordan97 for $10. If I can get the comment out. Jordan said, "Gotta make sure to donate for the champ that is Sabi. Good luck, Iron and Spider, on the run. Thank you so much for the $10." And we have another donation from our very own couch commentator, New Amber, donating $13.37. And the comment is a smiley face. So Amber, if you wanna lead off of that.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about what. So there is currently a bid war going on for this run. So there are 2 different routes that we can make the runners do. The first route is just the standard route where you pick Sobble and use the Sobble and eventually evolve into Drizzile and use that for the entirety of the run. Or we have another option to have the runners, after the first about 30 minutes of the run, pick up either a Ninetales for Spider on Sword and an Arcanine for Iron on Shield, and use those as their main Pokemon for the rest of the game. And so that donation incentive will be closing in about 20 minutes. So you still have time. If you want to see it, if you really like Sobble, you can donate for that. If you really like Arcanine and Ninetales, you could donate for that. Currently, I think Arcanine and Ninetales is leading by 6 cents. So it only takes $1 to change that.
Takes significantly less than $1.
True.
I think minimum donation's $1 though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Sure.
Yeah, good call. So we're just getting into the intro of the game. The first 30 minutes will pretty much be the same as a normal Sword and Shield run, and then we're going to start diverging into the DLC zones, which is where most of this run is going to take place.
So the Tower of Two Fists, what this category is the farthest plot progression you can go in the Isle of Armor DLC area without completing the entire main story. And the Don't Get Urshifu part of the category means that we're not forced to... Normally in the story, you have to use Kubfu to get through the Tower of Two Fists. But for this category, we allow you to release the Kubfu and not have to go through the intended story. Right now, the runners are just setting their options. Mostly standard Pokemon stuff.
Worst options of my life.
I messed it up too.
So
Probably not as bad as me.
those are interesting. So
I practiced this too.
I've been doing
fast
nothing but
texting-
these options for the last 2 months.
Battle animations are turned off. They did something called movie skipping on, which means there's certain cutscenes in this game called movies, and there's like cutscenes where you don't have to master any dialogue, and they just made it so that those are automatically skipped. I can tell you that out of everything in this game, I probably reset the most on options menus, because unlike with other menus in the game, there's absolutely no delay between inputs. So, like, the optimal options menu, you do, like, every input, like, within, like, 2 seconds. And it's actually really, really difficult, so...
It's really nice
Sometimes
that
it
they
goes
let
well,
us.
sometimes it doesn't.
It's really nice that they let us turn off movies because the movie before you get your starter, which is coming up in just a few minutes, that movie takes forever. It's so long, and so it's really nice we get to skip that one.
Yeah, especially if you're, like, resetting for stats, like, having to watch that movie
Oh yeah.
every time would be the worst.
We are hanging out with our rival Hop that we will only be fighting twice as opposed to, 8 times in the normal run?
Eight times in any percent. It can be 10 in the longer categories, too.
Oh, good. More Hop.
And the hop fights, if I remember correctly, are like very front-loaded in the any percent category. You fight them a lot in the first half, and then not so much.
I'm pretty sure my 80% splits, the first 3 are all Hop.
Yep. Back when I used splits, I think my first 3 were also all hop. I think you do the first 4 in like an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, because this 4th Hop fight is right after the first gym.
But we're not going to be going to any gyms in this run.
Yeah, pretty much how the progression of this run is gonna go is that they're gonna be going through the kind of like standard intro part of the game until they have access to the wild area, and then in the wild area they may or may not be picking up an Arcanine or Ninetales depending on that donation bid war, and then after that they'll be heading over to the Isle of Armor.
With one pit stop on the way.
Oh yeah, a small pit stop, yeah. We'll explain that when we get there.
Yeah, that's a pretty huge new development in this category in the last few months, which Spider kind of started, and
Iron has definitely helped me along the way.
oh yeah, for sure.
Honestly, I feel like it's really been you two that have been pushing a lot of the very recent, like within the past like month or two, developments in this category. This category has gone through like huge changes in the last month or so.
It's unrecognizable from what we submitted.
Yeah, the estimate is very high.
For the new route?
Yes.
Wow.
We submitted this back, in early July?
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, it was definitely the old route back then.
Okay, so we're picking Sobble here to start. For the Arcanine Ninetales road, it's actually probably faster to use Grookey, but it is riskier, which is the grass starter.
It's riskier for you. I'm pretty much fine with it. Because Vulpix doesn't do as much damage as Growlithe, so it's less of a problem for me.
Fair enough.
But anyway, so normally we would pick, sorry to interrupt you, but normally we would pick Grookey, because it gets to the beginning of the game faster. But since we have the bid war, we're just picking Sobble so then we can pivot if necessary.
And for the not so critical for the Arcanine Ninetales route, but for Sobble, we need to have a pretty decent stats, specifically special attack. So we are going to play it as though for now that we are running Sobble. So we are going to actually load a backup Sobble we have on another save file if our Sobble special attack isn't good here. And then if it ends up being the Arcanine Ninetales route, no big deal. We just pivot to that anyway.
I believe, I think that you are looking for 14 special attack at level 6. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That is correct.
Yep. 14 at 6, ideally 16 at 7.
Yeah.
You can definitely use 15 though.
Yeah, 15's fine. My backup is... What did I say, Aaron? 13 plus 2 plus 1?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so hop fights are really fun. Hopefully nobody gets a critical hit in this fight.
Heyo.
Oh my god. Literally as I was saying it.
He really likes letting you know when you do something different.
You lose like 6 seconds because you have
awful.
the critical hit text you can't clear for like 3 seconds, and
Okay, I
then
don't have
find
runnable.
an extra.
Mine's not runnable either.
All right,
So we're-
2 backups.
We're gonna play to the end of the fight and then load after the fight.
We said we were gonna do the load after the fade to black and not the text, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I got 10 into 12.
I got 13, or no, 12 plus 1.
Okay.
Okay,
So mine's
Almost.
almost runnable. Yeah.
you're actually like, what is it, like 65% or something to get a good double?
63, I believe.
63. So pretty unlucky to get
And a
both
13.
unrunnable.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, so
Right, and they'll both be reloading. You can tell whose switches on light mode and whose is on dark mode.
okay, we missed a little bit of dialogue between Hop and Leon and whatever on that, but that's fine. Nothing too
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, the reloading a save takes longer than the like short little dialogue you get there. It's not very long. And we get to see so much more dialogue.
So now we're gonna do some plot that normally would come into play like 3 hours from now, but since we're not doing that, it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, we go to like the forest or something, and we're probably never gonna come back here or something. I don't know. Anyways, you get 3 completely forced encounters here. You pretty much just want to run away from all 3. The only like mildly interesting thing, if it can be even called that, is that the second Pokemon, Rookidee, has a random nature, and depending on its
Or
nature,
ability,
it
yeah.
gives you ability. Thank you.
No worries. I always get unnerved, by the way.
Yeah, if you get unnerved, you lose like a second. Alright, let's see.
No unnerve.
Oh,
I got it, of course.
Yes.
Spider with the unnerved skip, saving 1 second.
I think like 6 of the last 7 times I've gone through here, I've gotten unnerved. You wouldn't reset over that, of course, but
Unless you're doing flex on mom.
oh yeah, that's true.
My favorite category. Yeah, Flex on Mom is a 16-minute category where you go through the intro, you get to the second town, you use all 30,000 Pokédollars you get from your mom to buy a shirt with Arcanine on it, and then you go back home and spin in front of your mother with it wearing it. It's pretty great. There's like way more runs on that leaderboard than you would
There
imagine.
should be.
Let me look up how many it is.
I should just do one of those for fun someday. Just to join the party.
Let's see, there are 37 runs on the leaderboard. And I know I have not submitted my run of that. So it's at least one more.
That's more runners than this category.
True.
And even the Get Urshifu. Get Urshifu has a bit more runners, but Alright, here's the legendary. You have Zacian and Zamazenta, respectively.
I absolutely hate how, like, when you're looking at Zacian, it's like left ear look cut off. It's like the worst thing ever.
Alright, well now that that's fun little cutscene is finished, we can actually start playing the game again. Oh wait, no, it's still going.
Yeah, so this game is based, the region is based off of the UK, I believe. And there's a lot of Britishisms in the dialogue here. So my favorite one is, I think Hop says Leon that he's pants with directions, and that's a British way to say you're bad with directions.
I've never noticed that.
I've never read the dialogue. To be honest.
We can count on Iron for the lore.
I guess I don't mash fast enough, so I end up reading it.
I just don't even look at the screen, honestly, during this part.
That's fair.
You're just on autopilot.
All right, so now we're gonna go talk to our mom, get some money, get some Pokeballs, and then leave.
Do y'all have time for a donation?
We do.
Yes.
All right. We just got a $1.66 donation from Baron Bishop. And if I pull up the comment, okay. The comment is, yeah, I'm definitely donating to keep our canine in the lead.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh, all right.
there's fighting words.
Thank you so much for the donation.
So now we've reached Route 1, or at least I have. I don't have Iron's screen up.
Yeah, you're both there.
Just hitting it.
Okay. Wow, I got 2
Wow.
instant Wooloos. So we want a Wooloo because we want to get as much XP as possible, and Wooloo has the best EXP
level
yield. I got a level
5.
5, which is perfect. 6 is ideal, but 5 is almost as good.
I got a 6.
Level
I got a
6.
breakout.
Breakout. Yeah, the catch rate on this route, like for Pokemon here, is like 90+%. I want to say it's like 95 or something.
I had a triple breakout the other day.
Oh, wow. I've never gotten more than 1 in a row.
I've gotten 2.
But yeah, this catch also makes it so that once you enter Route 2, Leon doesn't like go through the whole catch tutorial. Which is also really nice. And you also need the EXP from the catch for this category.
Yeah, so for getting that XP is really nice for either way that we're going, because for me, so if we're doing the Sobble route, it allows us to get our level 12 faster, and we need level 12 for a reason that we'll get to in a bit. But then it also means that we can catch any level Vulpix or Growlithe.
I love Yamper. I wish we saw more Yamper in the sun.
So I'm
You
actually...
you can choose to catch the Yamper instead of the Choodle if you want.
True, yes. I think you should do it.
It's a bit scary because it has Nuzzle.
Yeah, which is why we don't.
Oh, probably just get it first ball.
I did sort of roughly route this with the Emperor. It's pretty bad. We'll explain like kind of why later, like why some pokes are good. Because with those routing changes that we were talking about, you can do a lot more different Pokemon. Some of them are obviously much faster than others, and it's the reason why some might be faster is based on the level they evolve. So
Do y'all have time for another donation?
Yes, we do.
All right. We have a $3 donation from Drywall, and his comment was "Sobble gang gang gang," which puts Sobble in lead, I believe. So thank you so much for donating.
thank you, Drywall.
Thank you. If you say yes to hop in the Pokemon Center, he gives you a tour of it. It's great.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Never done that in a run before.
Yeah.
The worst part is, like, normally in most Pokemon games, if you want to choose the second option, you just press B. But, like, in this game, for some reason, it, like, forces you to hit the control stick down. So if you're, like, autopiloting, then you just get the tour. These are the things I complain about as a Pokemon runner.
I agree, there are so many good doggos in this game. If you want to see me run a doggo, then donate for Arcanine versus Ninetales.
So one thing that's nice, so we're getting to some required trainer battles, and one thing that's nice is that since we've got a 5 and 6 Wooloo, we already hit level 8, which makes these fights a lot better.
Yeah, just because of how the damage formula works in this game, when you hit a level that ends in 0, 3, 5, or 8, you get an extra boost to your attacks along with the higher stats. So normally this equivalent would be a 3-shot, pretty much no matter what, a level 7. And a level 8, it's almost always a 2-shot.
Oh yeah, they're also, you see what Pokemon in the wild, in the overworld. In the other runs we saw today, both Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Red, it's all random encounters. This game has a mixture of the two, so sometimes you'll see little exclamation points or whatever as we walk through the grass. Those are random encounters. But there's some visible Pokemon in the overworld that you can see. Whoops, I just growled the Blip Bug.
Oh, that's gonna be rough. You're gonna get dropped twice now.
I have good attack, so I'll just switch to Pound.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I can 2-shot it.
So normally you 2-shot the Flip Bug, or you beat it in 2 turns, and it can only slow your special attack 1 time, which means that your water gun damage is still good enough for Nick It, but if you get slower twice, then you might as well just start using Pound. Your water gun damage is going to be quite low.
Yeah, with this attack, actually, I am almost guaranteed 3-shot on the Nick It, so. Yeah, it's gonna be 3-shot.
Wow, you have a really good attack.
Do we have time for another donation?
Yep.
All right, we have a $3 donation from Greta, who says, supposed to be saving my money, but it's going to multiple good causes. Supporting the charity, supporting my friends, and good doggo plus Fox speedrun heart. Thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you, Greta.
Thanks,
And
Greta.
the bid war will be closing fairly soon. We're just getting into it. We're starting the cutscene before our second hop fight, and then we'll be closing it after the fight is done.
So to say when the first of us finishes the fight, that's when it'll close.
Yeah, I'd say that's in 3 minutes, I would say. So you gotta get it in now. I believe Arcanine Ninetales is just barely leading right now, so you got 3 minutes to donate to change that, or to keep it as Arcanine and Ninetales.
All right, so here's Hop 2. He's got one new member of his team, but it's not too difficult to fight.
Yeah, if you're using Grookey for this fight, there are some interesting strategies you can do where you intentionally take more damage to activate Grookey's ability. But for the when you're using Sabo, you pretty much just want to spam Water Gun. And hopefully both of them 2-shot the Wooloo. It can be
It's
range.
guaranteed for me.
Is it
Yeah,
guaranteed
it's same
for
for
you?
me, I think, as well.
Yeah. So on lower special attack, this Wooloo can be what's known as a range. And when we say when something's a range, it means that sometimes you will get the KO and sometimes you won't. And that's based on the fact that every attacking move that you use can actually do 16 different values. And so if something's a range, that means that some of those values get the KO while other values don't. And so if something's a 10 and 16 range, that means that 10 of those values get the KO and 6 of them do not. And it's random which ones you get.
Also, Hop likes to tell us that we know our type matchups. Sorry,
Did you get Ember?
I got Ember, yeah.
Yep. All right.
He's also
he also likes to announce those.
when he uses the stab move, yeah. Same type move.
Did not get the 1 in 16 Rookity one shot.
I don't think my special attack is good enough for that. I have 0 to 2 plus attack.
And Iron is done Hop 2, which means that we need to close the bid war for the Sabo versus Arcanine.
What's it going to be?
That's actually a very good timing, because there was another donation donating for Arcane and Ninetales by Baron Bishop, who donated $2.97 and said, "Found my mistake, but gladly I want to see Arcanine." So the leading versus is Sobble versus Sobble. I think there was another donation.
Whoa.
Yep,
Whoa.
Another donation from Anonymous, who donated $5.07 and said, "This is all I have. Godspeed, Sobble. Salute."
All right, so I guess we're changing our dates.
Oh yeah, I'll do that now, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me just figure that out.
Sobble versus Sobble led with $2.04.
Wow. Thanks so much for all the donations.
Yeah.
I think we raised like quite a bit of money.
It was great. Thanks for all the support. So the reason why we just changed our dates is because in this game, the date determines the weather, and we want rain in certain locations. So we just picked a date that will give us that rain. We were using a different date for Arcanine Ninetales that would give us sun in other locations.
Yeah, as you can imagine, the fire Pokemon being in the rain would be bad, and a water Pokemon being in the sun would also be bad. So, the plan here is basically get to the wild area, do the some mandatory cutscenes, and instead of going into the wild area, they will pretty much immediately go back into the station and start going to the DLC areas. But first, they gotta go back through Route 2.
Yeah, so in the old route, what we would do is when we get to the wild area, we would fight a level, 25 Onyx?
26.
26. And it would have a very high chance of killing us while we tried to two-shot it with Water Gun. The new route, we don't need to worry about that. Because we get our XP in a different way.
So our runners are going to either catch or defeat another Pokemon on this route, and that will get them to level 11. Specifically, it is important to get to 11. Well, it's important to get to 11 because you have a rare candy that gets you to level 12. And level 12 is important because it is mandatory for accessing the DLC area. It is mandatory to catch a Slowpoke that is level 12. And there is a kind of weird mechanic in this game where if you are a lower level than the Pokemon you're trying to catch, the catch rate is like absolutely abysmal. So by gaining this extra experience and being level 12, you get like a normal catch rate for the Slowpoke. It's like at level 12, it's like a 55% catch rate, and at level 11, it's like 9% or something.
Yep.
So Iron's using his rare candy right now. He's also going to teach Water Pulse, just a better water move.
I do that menu a little bit later. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, just as long as you do it before the Slowpoke you have to catch, it's fine.
Yeah, so I had a level 6 Wooloo catch, which means I could have actually caught anything on that route. Spider could have risked going for anything, but if he had gotten a really low-level Pokemon, then it might not be enough experience. So there's a nice wandering Choodle that's level 8, and it's very consistent, so because it always spawns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think sometimes if you get like a really bad like Route 1 cat, you have to like kill another encounter and catch something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
the
bad.
other thing that I saw, I don't know if he's the one who came up with it, but Etiquette would beat a Metapod in the wild area for the extra XP when that happened.
Oh, okay.
I haven't calced it myself, so I don't know what the requirements are, but I know that is something you can do.
We wouldn't actually be catching anything there if we were running the Growlithe or Vulpix route, because the Growlithe and Vulpix would be our catch experience. So it's...
And this is the last time we'll be seeing Hop, so he'll run off into the distance, never to be seen again.
Summer's Day, he's still running off in the distance to this day. 07.
Bye, Hop.
That's a nice rare den iron.
Oh, which...
The close one is the rare den.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. I'm not really familiar with the dens.
I have, like, no dens. Oh, there they are.
There's one. I found one.
They're all over by the tower.
So this cutscene is going to look kind of pointless. We're going to walk over here, we're going to talk to Sonia and Hop, and then we're going to run right back to the station. That might look really odd, but this is actually required to do. It's also very helpful because we get the Pokemon box link from Sonia, which would be very difficult to do the run without it.
So now we're going to meet our rivals for the DLC section. I have Clara, who is significantly better than Iron's rival, Avery.
It's a bit of a love-hate with Avery. He's very stylish, but he's a tough fight.
I don't know. Every shield runner I know just goes through pain with Avery.
It used to be much worse with the old route.
Yep, so the rival is different between Sword and Shield. And not only does he, like, the rival's appearance is different, but also their, like, actual Pokemon are different.
Clara is a poison specialist, while Avery is a psychic specialist.
Yeah. And that ends up... I don't know how much it ends up, like, mattering for this route, but then it was mattered a lot for the old route. So we can see the two runners doing two different strategies for this Slowpoke catch. Spider opts to just throw the Pokeball right away. It's favored to get in first ball, while Iron opts to do a little bit of damage to increase that catch rate. Pretty much up to preference, really.
I usually don't do that, but since it's a marathon, I decided to.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I already had a breakout, so...
Luck's gotta be on your side now.
Yeah.
But before they go to the Isle
Also,
of
I
Armor...
love Greta's emote.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Before they go to the Isle of Armor, they're going to take a detour to the Crown Tundra. For a very, very particular reason. And this is pretty much the crux of the new route. So in the old route, you would pretty much just take your level 12 Sobble, go through the Isle of Armor, face like a lot of Pokemon that would be higher level than you, struggle a lot. There are a lot of fights where you have to like set up low HP to activate Sobble's ability, and like if you got bad luck on some of the fights, you just like cried. By going over the Crown Tundra, it is about a 3-minute detour, but you pick up very important items over here, which are EXP candies.
And a full restore.
And the full restore.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that matters for both routes, yep.
So the EXP candies, there's a guaranteed medium candy. And a medium candy is worth 3,000 XP, which is a good chunk of change. And then we have the chance to get a second medium. The second medium can be, it's a 59% spawn for the second one. It can also be a 20% rare candy, 20% small candy, which is 800 XP, or it can be a 1% wishing piece, which is completely useless.
And I've gotten that before.
Oh, you
I have not.
I've never seen that
In a
before.
run. Not of the Sobble route, but of a different alt main.
Oh, so we're gonna say hi to Peony. He is a former gym leader. It's gonna be a close match, I think.
Yeah, this one it's a little bit of a difficult match, but you know, you can get through it.
I'm feeling pretty good about this.
All right, hopefully, good luck here.
Have a great time with this geezer.
Got it. Copper Rocket, pretty powerful. Let's see. Let's see what
I think our level 12 Sobble can take the level 70 Copper Aja.
I think so too. You got this. You got this.
Oh.
Oh no, you lost. Wow, I can't believe how bad that is for the run. Never
Oh no, I lost too.
Oh no, that is terrible. I cannot believe that happened. Wow, how bad. Never done this joke before. It will never get old. Anyways, yeah, you can just lose that fight and then the game lets you continue.
It's weird because they clearly like intended for you to be able to lose it, because otherwise they would just death warp you right back to the station, which is what happens if you die anywhere else in this region, in this zone.
And the fact that you can die to that fight and progress is like the crux of so many routes, including
I got medium.
Got the 59%.
Just to check that now.
Right. Hopefully, Iron gets it too.
I did
They
it.
both got it. Nice.
I ran
Good
to
luck.
Jinx, but that's okay. I'll just death warp to it.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Jinx, longest cry ever.
So you can see how 2 medium candies took that Sobble from level 12 to level 21.
Oh no, I died.
Oh no! That one's technically not intentional, but it's fine. Yeah, you just got warped back to the station, which is where you want to go anyways. It's faster to walk back than to die to a Pokemon there, but it's fine either way.
Okay, so now that I've gotten my big boost of XP, now I'm going to the Isle of Armor, which is where we actually want to be. And I will be 11 levels higher than the first Pokemon I fight.
Yeah, suffice it to say, those 2 medium candies make the fight a little bit easier.
So the main thing that the candies give us by having all those extra levels is it allows us to completely skip buying X items. Which, if you watched the other Pokemon runs earlier today, you saw how important those were for Pokemon speedruns. But because we got just such good levels out of those, we can skip those X items entirely, which saves us like a 3-minute shopping trip. So it completely offsets the time that it took us to go to Crown Tundra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get the X items, you have to get into Motostoke, which means that you would have to Death Warp off of Pokemon in the wild area, warp to Motostoke, walk into Motostoke, watch a cutscene with Sonya, walk into the Pokemon Center, watch another cutscene with Sonya, then buy the X items, then walk out of the Pokemon Center, then watch another cutscene with Sonya, then go back into the wild area, Death Warp to another Pokemon, and then walk back into the station. So you skip all of that.
So it's better.
It's better to get the game. There's a lot of Sonya cutscenes over there.
Yeah, so in the old route, I would use 2 X special attacks on this fight, and now I just one-shot both for Pokemon. So that gives you an idea of how much it makes. Actually, Slowpoke might be a range. I don't think it is with this Sobble, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a range.
With minimum runnable, my notes say it's a 12 and 16. But mine's slightly better than minimum, so.
So mine is either a 12 or a 14 and 16. I don't actually know because my special attack, I leveled up. Or I evolved, rather, so I don't actually know what my special attack is.
I am not tracking stats.
So...
Yeah, luckily, because you're such high level, your stats don't matter, like, that much. They matter, like, if you vaguely knowing your stats is fine, but you don't need to know, like, the exact numbers.
There's gonna be there's gonna be some spots where I check my stats on level up, but there's nothing where I really need to know my IV for.
This for shield specifically, it's actually very important to keep an eye on your special defense, especially if you don't get that second medium candy, because there is a fight coming up against this guy Avery, which he has a Pokemon which can outspeed you and does a lot of damage. And if you have like sufficiently low special defense and HP combination, which I actually do, my combination of the two is awful. He can just kill you. So you definitely want to keep an eye on it. I mean, you could just check on level up, like what Spider said. That's another way to do it.
Luckily, both runners got the medium candy.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
It is like fine if you get the rare candy or the EXP candy small, but you get like a little bit higher level with the medium candy, meaning some rangers are better.
Yeah, you can get by on just a single medium if you get the wishing piece, but on a normal run, I would just reset.
Yeah, like just... Yeah. If you like only get one medium candy, then you're like low enough level that there's like more slowpokes you're gonna have to fight a little bit later. And with only one medium candy, you like usually don't one-shot those.
And we've been talking about experience a lot, and one more thing that we're going to get that's going to help our experience is as soon as we enter this building, we are going to get the EXP charm, I think.
Yep.
Which basically acts as a lucky egg in that it just gives all of our Pokemon extra XP, which has definitely helped with the other Pokemon that we've been doing these routes with. Because some of them are very XP hungry. Like Wooloo, the one that I did first, which started this whole thing. Because Wooloo doesn't evolve until 24, and it absolutely has to be evolved for the third Chlorophyte. And so when I was doing that, I was just trying to figure out how to maximize my XP gains, which is why the Candia research started.
Yeah, the XP share is not going to matter or charm's not going to matter too much for now. The way experience is done in this game, and it started, I believe, in Gen 6, maybe Gen 5.
5.
Yeah. You get more experience if you're lower level, if you're fighting the same level Pokemon. Because we've like beefed up our level with the XP candies, we're not getting a lot of experience for now, but it's gonna pick up a little bit later.
I did not get Fake Out.
That's really good. Yeah, so that meant on the old route when you were like level 14 for this fight, that you had to like get into low enough HP to activate Sobbles. You still had a Sobble at this point. You had to get low enough HP to activate Sobble's ability, and if you didn't get like the right combination of moves, then it would take like a whole bunch of extra turns to
This is a range.
get to there.
Got it. Okay.
And the Mewtwo would also be faster than you. on this fight, you pretty much just one-shot both of them. Pretty much the only like variance, at least if you are on like the high XP medium candies, is that the Mienfu is pretty likely to use Fake Out, but not guaranteed. So you saw it not use it on Spider Screen and use it on Irons.
Yeah, the other thing that was in the old route is the main Mienfu could use U-turn, which would make it swap out and Shinx come in before you were ready for it.
The worst. The
It
absolute
was
worst.
awful.
If you cannot one-shot Shinx, it is
It kills you.
pretty much over.
It's plus attack nature, I believe, and it knows Spark, which is a physical electric move. So,
So now that we've beaten Mustard and entered the dojo, we are starting the dojo's challenges. The first of which is to catch these fast Slowpoke.
very unintuitive.
So what we're going to do is, once this cutscene finishes, we're going to leave the dojo and then track down the Slowpoke in the Soothing Wetlands. And in order to catch them, well, after we catch them, we need to beat them. And so the reason why we set our date to the day we did was to get rain in the Soothing Wetlands so that the fight just goes easier.
We're also going to pick up the technical record for a very good move called Muddy Water, which is 90 power, which is extremely good for like 45 minutes into the game, but 85% accuracy. So we all know about things that are not 100% accurate are basically zero. Yeah, we'll pick that up and pretty much, like, I believe immediately be using it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so these Slowpokes in the old route, you were still a Sobble, and so you would have to two-shot them. And they do a decent amount of damage because you're pretty low level compared to them, but now it's pretty easy to
Oh, I got a Boufflant. Don't see me, don't see me.
Oh, that's such a bad spot. So normally, like, the way you like catch up to these fast Slowpoke is that they kind of always run in like the same like circle. So you pretty much like stand in a certain spot and just wait for the Slowpoke to come to you.
Oh, dang it.
As you can tell there, if a Boufflant spawns, unless it's the one that always spawns, that's like kind of in the middle of this area, it will pretty much just charge after you.
Yeah, and the Slowpoke's positions reset after an encounter, so it took long, because that Boufflant hit me, it took longer for the Slowpoke to reach me than normal.
Yeah. It's also, you know, pretty important to hit the Muddy Waters on these Slowpokes, particularly because if you miss, the Slowpoke can use Disable, which means you can't use Muddy Water anymore, and then you still gotta two-shot it with, like, Water Pulse. So, missing and then getting disabled.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh, there's another Boufflant on Spider Screen.
It didn't
At least
see
that
me,
one-
so we're fine.
Yeah, that one, Spider didn't have to, like, stand right beside it, so it was fine.
And I barely missed this Slowpoke on the cycle, but that's intentional. I think Iron does different intercept points that are faster, but I don't know what they are.
I got a Boufflant, but it was looking away.
Oh my god. These are the most,
Those are
like,
5%
Bouffalants.
spawns, by the way.
Yeah, most runs I like never see a Boufflant, other than the guaranteed one. Yeah, I actually gotta learn these like intercept points for Slowpoke. I feel like mine are very slow in my runs.
Mine could be better, but it's okay.
So this is my third Slowpoke. So once I've finished beating it, I just need to go back to the dojo to essentially turn in the quest. And the fastest way to do that is a Death Warp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deposit my Drizzile, grab my Wooloo out of my box, and then just walk into that Malamar.
Let's go, Wooloo. I believe in you.
I got acid from all three of them.
I think I did too. So this Malamar knows 3 attacking moves and Swagger. So we hope not to see Swagger.
Alright. Good. Slash. Alright.
Actually, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna use Licky Licky. This thing could go really well or it could go really poorly.
It knows 2 attacking moves and they are Wrap and Rollout. Okay, you got Rollout. You're fine.
Good.
As long as he doesn't miss.
Nice copycat.
I didn't want to use Defense Curl or Growl because one of Wooloo's abilities is Fluffy, which means it takes less damage from physical moves. And
I'm pretty sure that was Fluffy.
Yeah, and the moves Licky Licky uses are really weak, so can't complain. That went okay.
So now we get the choice between a Bulbasaur and a Squirtle. On the old route, Sword was required to pick the Bulbasaur, but now it doesn't matter. But I'm going to pick Bulbasaur anyway because it's the best Kanto starter.
Agreed.
It's alright. I have no strong feelings for any of them, really. My favorite Gen 1 starter is Nidoking.
Yeah, we saw Nidoking earlier today with Primal's run. All right, in honor of Primal Pizza, who did a very good red glitchless run, I'm gonna pick Squirtle because that's what he started with.
And abandoned.
Yep.
And you will also abandon it. Although we're not releasing it, which we'll get to later.
That's true.
That's foreshadowing.
Do we have time for a donation?
We do.
Yep.
All right. We have a $5.07 donation from Random Flying Taco, who says, "Long-time viewer, first-time donator, donating for the Slowpoke versus Slowpoke incentive."
Might have missed that one.
Yeah.
Slowpoke alternate one.
Oh god. It evolved so late.
You can route that one up.
I'm not.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the dojo's second challenge, which is to collect max mushrooms. And as Mustard tells us, normally the mushrooms are in the forest, but they're all gone now, so we have to go to the tunnel instead. So we're just going to take a short little trek over to the tunnel to find some mushrooms.
Yeah, it's actually like kind of hard to see. You have to walk through some tall grass, and encounters are not like that easy to spot in the tall grass. You gotta like really pay attention and make sure you don't just like run into like a Venipede by accident.
Got a Wiggly-Woo and a Chansey.
I like those ones because you can see them.
Yeah.
Two Tanglers.
Right.
Yeah, there's some really small ones that are hard to see that you can just run into.
The reason why I run on this state is because that grass patch that I just walked through, on this state, it's almost exclusively large Pokemon.
Ooh.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
that's a good idea. I'm gonna steal that.
They're still Lillipups, so like,
Okay, but
it's not the
they're
best,
cute.
but
Little pups are cute. I like puppies. Anyway, so we're going to be doing the second rival fight. Yeah, you want to talk about how your fights are going to go?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
save
so-
for this fight, just to be safe.
I probably should have. Although really the only danger is getting confused. And
I think
who
it's
would get confused on this fight?
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
That could never happen. But for me, I just need to use Water Pulse 4 times and Muddy Water once. So it's pretty straightforward.
Oh god, I made a mistake.
You're not using Wooloo for the fight?
No, probably not.
Okay, so I didn't get confused by Slowpoke, so I'm pretty safe
Sick.
now.
What if you miss Muddy Water like 8 times? Then what?
That is something that could happen, yes. Thankfully
Alright.
it didn't.
See?
So this fight's gonna look a bit different for me because Avery has two of his Pokemon are different. You might have noticed I taught Sucker Punch when I used the medium candies. That will be very helpful for this Kadabra because I am currently slower than it. And Sucker Punch with my attack one-shots it. And Sucker Punch is a priority move. So this fight's actually pretty safe, I believe. I don't know why I saved. I have the full restore.
Yeah, you can use the full restore here and I can't, so really I should have been the one that saved.
I mean, I'd like to save it if I can. I also got crit by the Slowpoke, so that might have been interesting. Nice.
Alright, so after the fight, you pick up the Max Mushrooms, and then you gotta get back to the dojo, which means, guess what? Another Death Warp.
But on the way to the Death Warp, we're going to pick up an item, which will be helpful in the final fight.
I crit! this guy's related to Hop, I swear. It's weird. Some Avery fights, he tells you that you crit him. This is the only one I think he does. The third fight and the first fight, he definitely does not.
I think it's random, actually, if he does or not.
Really?
I don't think he can in the first fight, but I think in the other two it's random if he does. Or if they do.
Oh.
Because I
Just about
swear
anymore.
I haven't gotten crit text before, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But I Death Warp to a Rhyperior. You can actually outspeed that Rhyperior, so I just growled it because I didn't want to outspeed and hit it with a Muddy Water.
Yeah, we need to do that calc to see if we can kill it. I doubt it, but I think it'd be close. You do a decent amount of damage to it. I don't have Growl anymore because I taught Sucker Punch, so I'm gonna do I'm just gonna stall with a berry.
Although I guess we are in Sandstorm, and Sandstorm raises rock Pokemon's special defense, I believe.
That's
Yeah, that's
true.
correct.
Yeah.
So it's probably safe. And if in continuing plot, we show up with our Max Mushrooms, and then Clara shows up with hers. So we end up using Clara's in the soup, while we get to hold on to ours, which is very helpful.
Rhyperior missed. Cool.
Oh, nice.
Water Gun didn't do very much, so Muddy Water would only do about half.
Only half to a level 50 Pokemon? Like level 23 or something?
Rock Ground is a good defensive type.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I got a Muddy Water miss on that Avery fight as well, so that's a bit unfortunate.
The cutscene that I'm getting right now is for the Cramomatic, where you can put in 4 items, and then you deterministically get a new item out of it. And we've tried really hard to take advantage of it, but it just isn't worth it. You can get some fun stuff out of there.
Yeah, so we talked about all the different alt mains. Because of these EXP candies we got, we can actually run I think we have 17 other Pokemon that we've people have routed for this, which vary in time. Of course, Sobble is the fastest route. I've routed the Fire Starter, which is Score Bunny, and it needs to use the Chromatic. You can do there's a route that doesn't use it, but it's a bit slower. And so I actually get the Blaze Kick TR.
Oh, okay, I thought you had routed Blaze Kick out by now. All right, so never mind then.
It was Flare Blitz for a while, but then I got rid of that.
Ah, right, okay.
Because that required going to Motostoke and getting the Charcoal. Because you need...
yeah, because Charcoal is randomly worth a ton of points in the Chromatic.
Yeah.
Alright, so I am at the third dojo trial, which is the third and final Clara fight. And in these fights, our rivals are going to cheat. Which is interesting. So,
you can't do that.
Yeah. So what Clara is going to do to cheat is she is going to, before the battle starts, she's going to put down 2 layers of toxic spikes, which means that I send out my Drizzile and it immediately gets badly poisoned. The way we used to deal with this in the old route is we would actually put Bulbasaur in the lead of our party, and since Bulbasaur is a poison type, it absorbs the toxic spikes and makes it so Drizzile does not get poisoned. But now we have the full restore, so we just use that to heal off the poison.
Yeah, the problem with the badly poisoned is that, like, every turn it starts doing, like, more and more damage, and, like, if you kept it by the end of this fight, it would, like, one poison tick would do, like, half your HP. And you simply cannot deal with that.
So I'm going to use the two of the max mushrooms that I just got. They are basically an Omni boost, so they give me a +1 stage to all of my stats, which will be enough to carry me through this fight. And now that I've taken a good amount of damage, before I actually start attacking, I'm going to use my full restore and hope that I don't get re-poisoned.
Yeah, if you get re-poisoned, it's like 50-50, and you didn't nice. If you get
Yeah,
re-poisoned, it's like, it's fine, but it can be scary if you, like, also get unlucky at the end of this fight, because, for both Clara and Avery, the final Pokemon has Quick Draw, which means it's just 30% to go first, and that Pokemon will Dynamax, meaning it will do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Spider talked about how Clara cheats and puts down Toxic Spikes. Well, Avery cheats and puts down Psychic Terrain, which makes his Psychic moves do 30% more damage. So the setup on this thing was pretty scary with the old road, because you could just die during the setup if you had really low HP and special defense.
Yeah, and since I didn't get re-poisoned, I'm actually safe even if I do get quick drawed.
Yeah, I think if you get re-poisoned and quick draw, it's still, like, possible to live and, like, reasonable, but you can't die from it.
Okay, I might be dead to quick draw. My special defense is 2 to 3 IV on a minus nature, and my HP is 1 to 2.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Simon Torrent.
Okay, I got quick drawed.
So I didn't have to muddy water the Ponyta, which is good.
Psychic Terrain is a field effect that was added, I think, at Gen 7.
I have no idea, to be honest. I'm learning that in this game.
And yeah, if both Pokemon are on the ground, so that neither are flying or have levitate, then psychic attacks do 30% more damage. Oh, I think I got crit.
Wow.
Alright.
That is extremely unlucky. It is 30% to get quick drawed, and then 1 in 24 to get
Oh my god.
crit. So that's like 1%, pretty much.
To be fair, I've been quick drawed 3 times in a row on a Ninetales run. So, really anything goes at that point.
Alright. Try number 2. Meanwhile, let's see how Irons goes.
I did not get quick draw.
No quick draw.
Nice.
Yeah, so this fight can like we don't race this very much, but this fight can definitely turn the races upside down for sure.
It usually does it with the new route. It's like usually fine. Like actually like.
I was just really unlucky.
Yeah.
Like if I got quick draw at all, I was dead because my HP was so low. Now, interestingly, if I had decided to, actually, I think I was fine regardless. If I was lower level though, would have had to switch to the Muddy Water slot for the max move because it does more damage. But I'm high level, so it doesn't matter.
I've never calced that, and I always just use Muddy Water.
Yeah, I saw like all the numbers with like the. Okay, to explain, when you use like a max move, even though like multiple moves will say max geyser, the actual like damage of the move does depend on like the move it's replacing. So max geyser in Muddy Water slot will do more damage than max geyser in Water Pulse's slot because Muddy Water is a more powerful move.
Yeah, it's like 130 for Muddy Water and 110 for Water Pulse.
Yeah, I always just take like the one input time loss. I don't care enough to like think about.
Right. Right. I didn't get repoisoned again, so unless I get quick draw and crit again, I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
In the old route for shield, if you actually wanted Torrent because that Subat has an ability called Unaware, which means it ignores your stat ups completely. So you had to have Torrent in that situation. And so if you were, well, yeah, you had to have Torrent. And I think you were able to just Water Pulse the whole fight if, in some cases, I believe. Maybe not, actually. I could be completely wrong. Oh, I think it depends on whether you're doing 2 max mushrooms or you're using an X special attack. Well, we're not going to talk about that because that's the old route. It's obsolete now.
It was very complicated.
Literally all we've talked about is the old route. But anyway, Iron, what are you doing right now?
I'm getting Kubfu. Kubfu evolves into Urshifu, but we're not going to be getting Urshifu in this run. But unfortunately, it's not just good enough to put Kubfu in our box. We actually have to let him roam free in the wild. Which I guess is good. Animals should be free. And not involved.
Drawn again.
Alright, no crit, no
crit.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because this whole like cutscene of like taking care of Kubfu is about like, oh, Kubfu's scared of people, so you gotta like be friends with it, and then you just immediately be like, nah, peace out. Yeah, if you have Kubfu in your party, Mustard will like force you to have a certain amount of friendship.
She used Max Geyser.
Max Geyser crit would not have killed you.
No, I
didn't even think about that. It's not guaranteed to use Mindstorm either, so...
Yeah, it has 3 moves, I guess. They all have some probability at each. So so we're doing Don't Get Urshifu. For the Get Urshifu category, you have to get a certain amount of happiness, and that generally involves leveling it up by a decent amount as well, because you would use it in the tower. That I'm about to go to now. With this new Crown Tundra thing, we ended up routing a super version of Crown Tundra where we actually go for a very, very rare EXP Candy Large or even Extra Large and slap that on Kubfu, and that gets it the level it needs right away, rather than doing the old route, which is fighting Blissies.
Oh,
Either of you want to talk about that and how much fun that was?
No, I'd rather not.
It was super fun. So what we would do in the old route for Get Urshifu is after this fight, when we get our Kubfu, we would change our date so that there would be fog on the beach. And when there's fog on the beach, then Blissey becomes a 5% spawn. And you would need to beat... I think if you got 2 level 15 Blissies, you could get by, but in almost all cases, you needed 3 Blissey in order to get the XP you needed on Kubfu. which meant that you were just running around in circles waiting for Blissies to spawn. And so people's PBs were always like instant Blissey spawns because they got lucky, and then you would never see the mini runs that died to not getting Blissey.
Yeah, you're just running in circles waiting for them to spawn.
Yeah.
So you can have a really good run coming out of Avery or Clara 3, and then it just dies to just no Blissies.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better now, although the spawn for the candy is kind of unlikely. But
yeah, but it's the reset point's a half hour earlier.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Anyways, so for the Tower of Two Fists, you actually have two choices for the tower you go up. Either the Tower of Waters or the Tower of Darkness. And obviously the water one has more water Pokemon, the darkness one has dark type Pokemon. Because we're a water type and water moves are not very effective against other water types, we go over to the Tower of Darkness. Even though it is slightly longer to get to.
We just have
it's
no
about
moves.
40 seconds faster to get to the Tower of Waters. Whoops. So the alt mains that can take advantage of it get that free time save. Sorry, go ahead.
I got crit by Zoroa, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we just don't have any moves with Drizzile to deal with the water tower at all. How much does Scraggy do? I'm gonna heal.
Yeah, knowing your defense is out heal.
Physical defense is a bit better, but it's still pretty bad. Could have put on the Rocky Helmet there. We didn't really talk about why we get the Rocky Helmet. We picked up the Rocky Helmet, but we'll get to that.
I just see another Bouffalon.
Yes, yes, you did.
So there is a guaranteed one that spawned, but then another one spawned.
I confused the Scraggy and it hit itself.
Nice.
Oh,
I didn't even have to heal.
Although that means you're not in Torrent for Inkay, right?
No, that's okay though. It's not a big
yeah.
deal.
Iron's like very high XP. So.
It's just an extra turn.
Yeah, if Drizzile is at 1/3 health or lower, its ability Torrent activates.
Technically, it's a range with Muddy Water here, but it's not a good one.
I've seen so many 5%.
Yeah, I didn't get it. That's fine.
I just saw another Chansey.
Yeah, so these are pretty straightforward fights. It's just one poke each, although you have to be careful with your HP. Because some of them are take multiple hits. This Croc likes to use Protect. It's a bit of a troll, but not a big deal. .36 defense. Alright, last fight of the towers. This is against our old friend Mustard again. Okay, 37. Okay, so I can heal with the... Oops. Alright, I'm living a little bit dangerously here, so a 1 in 16 roll from this Cub Fu will kill me. But... So the way this fight works is... You put on the Rocky Helmet, because this Cub Fu's holding Focus Sash, which means you cannot one-shot it and kill it. It'll always be left on 1 HP. Whoops. So you give it a chance to hit you once, use the Max Mushroom because you need your special attack to be a bit higher. and then you can one-shot it with Torrent Muddy Water. So that's
GG.
GG.
So my time will go. There's gonna be a text box later that says when Mustard says let's head back. After that fade out is when my time will be.
I got crit by the Scraggy.
Oh no. And for me, time.
Alright, GG Iron. Alright, Spider. Hopefully better luck on this attempt here.
Yeah, the second climb will go better.
Oh, oh wait, you just like died. Oh my god.
Yeah. I got sucker punched and then crit payback.
Oh. That's really unfortunate. You had like the last few fights have been so unfortunate.
Alright. No crit, no crit. I'm gonna put my bless emotes in the chat for no crit.
I will do the same. Oh, there's one.
Crit, no crit, no crit, no crit. Oh my god.
Wait, that wasn't even a crit. I'm supposed to live that.
Like, what's your defense?
My defense isn't that bad. Okay, well, now I know.
Oh, one thing that can happen is because your payback is a move that does double damage when you go second. So I know the one time I forgot to calc that myself and died in a run.
Okay, well, I guess the first crit possible. I mean, I'm sure that's a range.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
the
like
first
40?
crit probably didn't matter then.
All right, I'm gonna go hunt for some blissies. Well,
All right,
waiting.
there you go.
All right. Did you get sucker punch that time, anyways?
I did not get sucker punched
Okay.
that time.
Third time's the charm. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I saw my defense earlier and it wasn't that bad, so I'm really surprised that the two moves did kill me. I'll save after the Scraggy just so I don't have to do the fight a third time.
Oh, my.
Please.
Oh, look, I got two
wow.
blissies on screen. So this is what we had to do for the get Urshifu. We didn't have to do this for Sobble, but... And so I'm going to kill this thing, and I will demonstrate why it was so good for experience. That's 655. Doesn't seem like a lot, but remember, I'm really high level too, so... Wow, look at this.
You're
Let's go
having
back.
the best lucky luck I've ever seen.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the
Straight
old
up.
route, guys.
Good thing is that despite my multiple deaths, we're still solidly underestimate because of the new route.
That
Let's
route's
go.
so good, yeah. The old route, you were like so much more likely to die to things that like you have to put a high estimate to make sure that like dying 3 times didn't actually matter.
Yeah, so if anyone's wondering how the times have sort of changed between the routes, before the route change, I believe the record was like low 114. Or it might even have been a 113, actually.
I think
Can't
it was a
remember.
113 with like 113 was like pretty good.
That run is now, I think, 7th on the leaderboard or something. Because there's a ton of people that have just run the new route. And the new
Yeah,
best time is...
there's been 7 PBs in this month, if I remember correctly.
And I think with 4 different Pokemon, too. So we have some Sobbles, we have a Starmie, which is currently the fastest time, actually. And we have a Kadabra from Aspect. And I think Gavin did Thwacky, which is the grass starter.
Yeah, I think Thwacky is Gavin's PB at the moment.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Noctowl one. That was the
I think he improved it, yeah.
Whoops, I
Oh,
forgot
you really
to
well.
equip the Rocky Helmet.
But yeah, I think right now this is a really good run if you like kind of if you want to dive into Pokemon, but like you're a bit intimidated by like 4-hour runs, this is a nice quick like.
Yeah, for sure.
Usually it will take like an hour and a half to get through, and with the new route, it's a lot safer from the old route.
Yeah, the any percent route is like anywhere from 406 is the fastest time in that now for the regular any percent, and then 2 more. What the heck? And then yeah, so then first runs generally you're gonna get probably like 440 or something. So it's pretty long run if you're just
GG Spider.
GG
Thank you.
Spider.
Time will be coming up very shortly for Spider.
And time.
Clap, 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 clap.
Thank you. 30.
Yeah, so that's
Oh yeah, that is bad defense. Okay. That's worse than I thought.
But yeah, that's Pokemon Sword and Shield. Don't get Urshifu. It's a really fun category. Highly recommend it if you have the game. Yeah, thanks.
And the DLC.
Yeah, you have to pay for the DLC as well, but it's definitely worth it. There's a lot of really interesting categories that you can do now, so with that. But yeah, this game's been out for like 3 years, and we're still like finding new ways to get the most out of it, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah,
lots of
it's been a lot of fun over the last couple months, just really digging into the DLCs.
If you are interested in speedrunning this category, or this game, or Pokemon Switch games at all, you can head over to speedrun.com. You can go to the games page for any Switch Pokemon game. In the top right, there will be a little Discord icon. You can click on that and join our Discord. We've got a lot of people on there. A lot of people with great knowledge and people who will be welcoming and will help you out.
Yeah, it's a great community. Highly recommend if you're interested in Pokemon speedrunning.
Yeah, I'm a fairly new runner. Like, I really started doing Pokemon runs in the last 6 months, and everyone is just so great. Super welcoming, great people. But otherwise, shout outs to my co-racer and commentator. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for doing this with me.
That was great. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, hi, I'm here. All right. Thank you all for tuning in to Green Gaming Fest 2022. Up next, we have our last run of the entire marathon, which will be, if I remember correctly, it will be Hollow Knight, ran by Quacksilver, running the category Ghostbusters. I don't quite know exactly what category that really means, but I'm very intrigued by it, and if I remember,